It is considered somewhat normal today for us to pay $20 for something called a slop bowl through a faceless app delivered contactlessly to our apartment so that we can eat alone, doom-scrolling content designed to distract us from how messed up the world is becoming. Now that may sound bleak, but it is just a slight exaggeration of the various ways that our convenience-driven food culture has completely changed our eating habits. Today, we don't eat with people as much as we used to. We don't eat in the same places that we used to, and the stuff that we are feeding ourselves is increasingly disconnected from where we actually live. And this culmination of things has come together to birth the slop bowl phenomenon, a perfectly symbolic meal for the social and cultural landscape that we find ourselves in today. We live in a perfect storm kind of scenario where one of the most important parts of our human existence has been monetized and commodified so thoroughly that an early human would probably not even recognize it. But in a strange turn of events, just as the slop bowl movement was taking off, the companies that pioneered it are struggling, and a general shift in consumer interest as people have started to wake up and realize that a $20 bowl of salad is maybe not the move. So is it time to stop the slop? Great question. Let's get into it. Okay, so let's clarify some things. The slop bowl trend is not as much of a new thing as it is a weird rebrand of a very old thing. Like, I think we just need to clarify that we have been eating food out of bowls for a very long time. Like, it's not, we're just now calling them slop bowls instead of like Buddha bowls or burrito bowls or like fajita bowls, poke bowls. What's a Dutch bowl? Just a bowl of sausages, I guess. Breakfast bowls? I didn't even mention breakfast bowls. But this slop bowl trend is less about the food itself and the vibes that the food gives off, if that sort of makes sense. Like, this is the Chipotle-ification of food, maybe. And you're gonna see in a minute what I mean by that, but bear with me. Slop bowls are everywhere nowadays, and there's a lot of companies that have capitalized on this very convenient way of getting food into your face. And I feel like I need to say here that a mixture of protein and vegetables and sauce in a bowl is a fantastic way of food. Like, I ate one just the other night and it was delicious. You know, maybe it's not like beautiful when you get your fork in there and the sauce kind of gets all over everything. Like I understand where the name kind of comes from, but it is a very normal way of eating food. But the term slop bowl and the way that it's been marketed and capitalized by our consumer culture has turned this into something symbolic. The slop bowl phenomenon is not like the Dubai chocolate or the matcha of trends in the past where you have like a food or an ingredient that's kind of novel and it goes really viral, right? This is almost more like a viral phrase, like skibbity toilet for Gen Z or like what's up for millennials. If we have any millennials who watch our content and understand that reference.
我在北京
The reason why slop bowls are called slop bowls is because of the role that they play and what they represent in our chronically online, consumer-driven hustle culture. The slop aspect of this trend, yes, refers sort of to what these bowls kind of look like, unfortunately, but also to the slop that we see in so many parts of our lives now. The enshittification phenomenon is, in sort of one sense, a very useful thing being turned into something that is slop. And this applies to the content that we see online, to the products that we keep being pushed, and we're gonna talk about that later in the video. But the slop bowl also exists for a very practical reason. A slop bowl is perfect for our increasingly meal delivery dependent culture, right? Because it's got a lid on it, so it's already protected, it's easy to maneuver and stick in and out of the bag, and it kind of looks the same whether you eat it in the restaurant or standing on the sidewalk or pantless in your childhood bedroom closet. And this sloptimization of our meal times, I'm really proud of that one, by the way, makes perfect sense for the hustle culture, tech-driven world where the slop bowl was born. They're convenient, they're sort of healthy, they're predictable, and somewhat affordable for bros making $200,000 a year as software engineers at Amazon or whatever. There is a stat that it was crazy about who's actually buying these slop bowls.
Yeah, 60% of customers at Chipotle have an average household income of over $100,000.
So these aren't poor people. This is like comfortably middle-class people who are getting their slop bowls to sustain their livelihood. And this is in some ways how we could have probably foretold the demise of this trend, because why are we taking culinary or eating advice from overpaid software engineers? These are the same kind of people who would opt for a pill as a meal replacement instead of eating if it were at all available. What's the next level? Like, is slop bowl going to be replaced by Slurp cups, and it's just like a big cup with a straw?
It's protein shakes. It's meal replacement shakes.
So that's what I was going to say earlier, is that you were like, oh, the two edges of food culture at the moment are people who are eating things for enjoyment and like pure enjoyment, and then there's people who are eating it for pure nutrition and nothing else. And the in-between is the matcha latte whey protein shake by Boba Tea Protein, available for $74.99 Canadian dollars. 25 grams of protein, 1 gram of sugar, real matcha just for you.
These bowls fit perfectly into an economic system that wants their workers to spend as little time not working as possible. The meal is prepared quickly, it's delivered, and it can be eaten on a Zoom call. And this is the reality, right? We're all busy, we're all hungry, and thankfully today's sponsor, DoorDash, has you covered. So hey, maybe it's not a slop bowl, but it's going to be good, it's going to be quick, and it's going to be delivered to your house, all through the DoorDash app. Right now, you can get 40% off your first order by using code HILDEBOWL at checkout, or by using the link that is down in our description. DoorDash is partnering with more and more of your favorite restaurants, giving you the option to bring the burger and fries or milkshake or whatever you want to your door. However, it is not just food, y'all. You don't need to drive to Starbucks to get your Frappuccino anymore. You can get a new water bottle delivered from Target on DoorDash. They will even go as far as to deliver a full-size mattress to your house through their app. The whole gang loves DoorDash. Lou specifically can't stop ordering off of the platform. So once again, to save yourself some money and the effort of having to get off the couch and having a human interaction with another person, use code HILDEBOWL for 40% off your first order. Thank you so much to DoorDash for doing what you do, and April Fools to anyone who thought that we were going down that road. If you fell for that and you thought that we actually took a DoorDash sponsor, I think you gotta unsubscribe. I think you gotta, So if you got a little giggle out of that and you're a subscriber to this channel, then I would predict that you maybe have a better appreciation of nuance and critical thinking than the average YouTube viewer. And if you want to support this kind of critical thinking and this content specifically, we have a Patreon sale that's going on right now. It actually ends as of this video going live. So right now you can get our $5 tier for $3. You get the maximum perks for the minimum price. It gives you the opportunity to see our videos early before they come out on YouTube, and it gives you access to our Patreon exclusive Discord server. It is genuinely a great place to share stories and articles about what's going on with the mess in our consumer world. Like just the other day, I posted a video of a digital price tag changing in real time in front of me. And while we got to sort of shit talk about this technology for a little while, we also had a contributor on there who works at Walmart, and he explained how this technology works from a worker's perspective. That is a nuanced conversation right there. And it's the kind of conversation that is harder to have in the comment section of a public YouTube video or on Reddit or something. So if you want to find a cool community and you want to support what we do, the link to our Patreon is down in the description. Once again, that sale is closing basically right now. Like if you're seeing this video, you are in the final moments of being able to save yourself a bit of money and help us out. So that is huge. Thank you so much. Let's get back into the video. So we are seeing the slop bowl moment fading as quickly as it appeared, which I have to say, even by modern food trend standards, this is a real flash in the pan. Good Work made their video about it back in September of last year. And here we are, 5 months later, we're lowering the casket into the ground, you know? But of course, this is not just going to dissolve magically overnight and we're not gonna ever talk about it again. Since Sweetgreen saw 74% of its market value get composted, they have been grasping grasping at paper straws to regain some relevancy. They launched a protein bowl with over 100 grams of protein in it. That is like $23, by the way. And apparently it was very bad. Surprisingly, it wasn't a good meal. They've also tried putting up cheaper alternatives like this Harvest Bowl for $10. And they are doing something completely out of the box. Totally new thinking for a company whose direct competitor is Chipotle. They're making wraps now. They're like, holy shit, Chipotle started out making wraps, now makes the bowls. The bowls go viral. What are we gonna do? How are we gonna innovate? Let's make wraps.
I was looking into Sweetgreen because I didn't really know what Sweetgreen was before we started the odyssey of this video. I look up my local Sweetgreen. It says it's locavore friendly.
Oh yeah, I've heard of the locavore diet. I have heard of it, yeah.
I was looking through TikToks and I found this girl who is going to Sweetgreen. She orders off of a touchscreen and then like watches this like conveyor belt dump food into the bowl. She never has to interact with a worker. My thought was like, you can't really pitch yourself on being local if you have like conveyor belts replacing your local employees in every store. Yeah. The design of which is outsourced to some other tech company in some other city. The production of which is outsourced probably outside of the country.
Also, I'm pretty sure that people who like follow a locavore diet have a strict amount of like kilometers or I guess miles from where they live that they're allowed to like live within in terms of like what their locavore diet is. Like people are pretty strict with it. You can just call yourself a locavore, and if your like description of a local diet extends across the country, then it doesn't really, you know?
I get the sentiment of, and I think it's good to like source as much food as possible locally. But it's just like, if you are so adamant about sourcing all of your food locally, but you can't even respect local workers enough to make that food, to like prepare it and to literally just dump it in a bowl, how fucking local friendly can you be? And then I found this piece of news footage because I was trying to look into what this like conveyor belt system they invented was. I don't know if it was like an epic dig on people who shop at Sweetgreen or if it was like a genuine statement, but the news guy was like,
we wanted to take the temperature of customers who, for most of them, it was the first time experiencing this business model, and as you might expect, their opinions were as diverse as the menu items.
They interview like 3 millennial dudes, and the 3 opinions are just like,
it's a bit quicker, for sure.
Hopefully portion sizes, there will be no machine malfunction on that.
It's just gonna make it quicker and easier. It's New York City. I mean, you have to be fast.
That was the 3 opinions that they interviewed. People really do not care the process of how their food is made. They are timing that shit, they are weighing it, they are calculating the macros. Outside of that, people really do not care how their food is made. The idea that Sweetgreen is pitching itself as a locavore friendly option is almost like a misstep on Sweetgreen's part. Their target audience does not care that their food is sourced locally. They care about the numbers in the food.
And of course, listen, I'm not naive enough to think that the slop bowl trend is going moldy and this is a truly significant milestone of our shared human experience. But what I think it is an indication of what is happening more broadly to the way that people feel about the economy and society as a whole. Millennials, like myself, are not eating in restaurants anymore, and it has already pushed a lot of household names into bankruptcy. And up until recently, we saw that money going to fast casual places like Chipotle instead. But Chipotle has had to raise their prices by almost 25% in the last 5 years, and now people are just moving further down the ladder to find an affordable and convenient meal. And listen, I'm living this reality right now. Like, I haven't been to a sit-down restaurant for at least over a month now. And I'm not saying this to brag, I'm saying this because I just got a big-ass mortgage, and I have a kid, and I'm not gonna go blow $50 so that my wife and I can have a bowl of food for lunch. We actually did go out for our anniversary, like that was kind of our big spend, and that was like the one-off thing. It was like, oh hey, we met 12 years ago, let's go spend a little bit of money and enjoy ourselves once. You know? And I think that we're not the outlier. Like, I think that this is pretty much the average experience for people my age. And then there's another weird thing that is going on too right now where fast food is getting expensive as well. Like, you can eat almost the same meal at McDonald's as you could at like a regular burger joint. Like, the prices are weirdly similar now. Maybe we should make a video about that. I don't know. Let us know. Do you want a video about fast food? Do you want it? Tell me! But here's the deeper layer here, folks. If you're this late into the video, you know what's happening. Now we're getting into the real juicy bits. Because What I think the slop bowl is a representation of what is going on socially in our society. Our cultural landscape, our consumer world has been slopified. I think that the true reason why the slop bowl trend is turning around as quickly as it did is that it's kind of grotesque, right? Like it's the literal manifestation of the slop that we see in the real world around us. Is it ironic? Or perhaps perfectly ironic that we got AI slop and food slop at the same time? Like we've created an internet experience that basically funnels all the most easily digested and satisfying content directly into our eyeballs, right? It's completely frictionless. And then we kind of did the same thing with our food. So I want to say off the top that I thought of this before I found this article in the New York Times, but they did a very good job describing how slop bowls fit into our current social landscape. There is a set of consistent qualities across these varied servings of slop. Videos, social media posts, clothing orders, protein bowls. There is something distinctly non-human about them. Like they did not come from the same creative processes, writing, filming, cooking, through which people have long made art and videos and meals. This is the sort of intangible discomfort that we have with AI. This is that sort of ick feeling that you get when you watch an AI generated video. This is the sort of suspicious alarm bells that you get going in your head when you read something that feels AI generated. And then when you see the bowl of food that has been sort of optimized and sort of neutralized of any sort of human characteristic, it feels wrong. Yes, it might be convenient. Yes, it might work practically in your life, but there's something about its inconsistency and consistency that makes you want to run away. See, this is the thing. It's not just that slop bowls look like slop in a bowl. It's that slop bowls come in this cardboard container with the lid and the plastic spoon, facelessly delivered to your house. You don't see anyone, and then you just kind of mush it in your face. And that doesn't feel good. Like we know, even though it's convenient, there's something in our brains that goes, I don't know, man. This doesn't feel right. You don't even have to understand the layers of intersectional complexity that make that moment not good to know that it's not good. Like then you layer this, okay, we call them social media news feeds, right? So you have slop bowls in real life and they have news feeds online. So we have this digital funnel putting the media directly into our eye holes. Now we have DoorDash delivered chicken bowls or whatever being funneled right into our face with as little friction as possible. All we need is the autonomous robots that we're fucking inventing to become sentient so that they can put the food into our mouths for us. And then we will have perfectly completed the metamorphosis into that kid from fucking Wall-E, you know? It's not that we all decided that eating a mushy bowl of food is not what we want anymore. It's that the term slop bowl is just a little too close to home. It's a little on the nose, okay? And so much the resistance that we see to AI on the online world is, I think, parallel to the rejection of the slop bowl in the real world. And listen, for a channel who has been talking about and describing the mindless consumerism loop that we've been watching accelerate over the last 4 years, this is like a bit of an like a we told you so kind of moment. But we're not going to do that. Even though we just kind of did, we're just gonna talk about where we think, sadly, this is gonna go next. I keep thinking that this is gonna slow down at some point. Like I'm genuinely baffled at how popular meal delivery is. It's just convenient. That is all it is. You're eating cold food out of a paper bag with a plastic fork and you overpaid for the pleasure of doing so. I think we have to hope that the slop bowl phenomenon is like a wake-up call for a portion of the population to realize that convenience is not the ultimate metric that we should be measuring for in all aspects of our life. And sadly, so much of our society runs on this same kind of destructive and soulless kind of thinking. Fast fashion, streaming services, social media, brain rot, right? It's all under this same umbrella. We've become the frog in the pot of slowly boiling water, where we've become numb to this very weird, messed up society that we live in nowadays. And I'm not saying that we're smarter than the average person. I'm not saying that people aren't aware of it. I just think that it's become so unbelievably easy to think that it is normal and to accept these absurd realities. And that with a little bit of critical thinking and a little bit of pause and surrounding yourself in the right kind of people, you can slowly work your way out of it and find purpose and value in life outside of getting the thing as quickly as you want it to be there. So if you are thinking about these things in a critical and nuanced way, and you are resisting some of the pressure that you feel every single day, thank you for doing your part. Right now is your last chance to get in on the sale on our Patreon page. All that support goes into making sure that we produce videos every single week. We love you. Thank you for being here. See you in the next one.